So I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best trailer Bungie's ever done. Now I've watched all of them. I've seen The Taken Kings, and for a long time, The Taken Kings was my favorite forever. And I didn't think they could ever do anything better. Genuinely, I think this trailer is the best, and I don't think any other trailer even comes fucking close. Destiny's always had really good trailers, but I kind of just wanted to make a video here on a breakdown of the trailer, and then I wanted to go into some red flags I have for the final shape. Because let's not forget, this is Destiny 2, and this isn't a flawless company. But I will say, big W for Bungie. I'm really impressed. There was a time about, I want to say like 3 to 6 months ago, where I was genuinely afraid for this game's franchise, and I thought Destiny 2 was just going to be obsolete within the next coming, couple years, basically. I thought by next year the game was going to be dead, but I will say, Bungie has done nothing but the absolute best they can in the situation they're put in. And without further ado, let's get into the trailer breakdown. Already we're getting, like, scenes from, oh shit. I can't even be seen here, huh? Oh, looks like I gotta move that. There we go. Look at that. Don't even edit that because I'm that good at recording videos. Anyways, I'm still black. Fuck. Anyways, um, yeah, right here we've got a pretty good scene we've kind of already seen, but it's nice that we have some of that other factions in social environments, and the cutscene looks nice. Whatever. Yeah, this looks nice. Like how there's an apple. Homie's picking up an apple, and we'll see the apple later. Just like that, yep. So already, sick ass intro. Witness shows up, everyone basically gets fucking murked. Love that.
The witness nears the final shape.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I can't contain myself. It's so good. The way they did that. Oh my god, that Billie Eilish song. I had a dream and then a nightmare. It was just so perfect. When I heard that, I literally busted a load. It was so fucking good. But yeah, we have like the portal in the background, blah blah blah. And the witness doing witness things. Anyways.
The witness nears the final shape.
It's reshaping reality into a perfect stillness.
So this looks like, whoa. This looks like when we get into the Traveler. Now, I haven't seen any story breakdowns or anything like that. Shout out to My Name is Bife, the best fucking lore analysis there is for this game. But anyways, I haven't seen anything about like the story. I'm guessing what happens is that when we go into the Traveler, we all get fucking teleported. So like Zavala, Ikora, fucking us, and then probably Marasov, but maybe Marasov doesn't come in. Maybe, I don't know. But anyways, this looks like when you're inside, the Traveler is gonna do something, basically. Fucking finally. This looks fucking sick. I really hope the destination looks like that. This is what I imagine the destination load-in is gonna look like. But anyways.
I'm done burying.
Cade, Crow, and Ikora sitting down at the fireplace. I gotta remember to move in here. But yeah, Cade, Crow, and Ikora are sitting at a fireplace. So I'm assuming Ikora gets sent somewhere where Cade is. I'm cool with that. They've got an interesting dynamic. And then I really hope Crow does more than just sit there and be a mopey, like, sad boy. But yeah, we'll see.
My friends.
It's the end of everything. Might as well try
Oh, everyone's there at that point. Now I look stupid. Oh well.
to stop it.
One last
Probably halfway through.
together. Into the end.
This was pretty cool. Although I'm a little curious here. Also, we get the Arbiter can't remember the voice actor's name, but we get the Arbiter here. As Zavala's voice actor, a little bit more testing outside of the Vidoc, I believe they did. He's looking to the right here. Maybe this is just like cinematic things or whatever, but you know, maybe he's looking at something more serious. I don't know.
Into the end.
Yeah, so that to me 100% like is everyone gets teleported sort of thing. We get sent to wherever the fuck this is. That's probably the first mission. This is probably Cade and Crow meeting somewhere here, and this is where we rendezvous at some point. I'm guessing this is probably close to where the tower is. And then Zavala gets sent in buttfuck Idaho.
This place.
It's hard to describe. An infection.
This was really cool. I really, really like this. This makes it seem like our ghost could potentially die at the end. And then, like, light and dark just exist, maybe. And, like, everyone is a light bearer or something. I don't know. It's interesting. A lot of theories could be crafted.
Infection.
Very cool, very cool.
Festering.
Especially because that looked like our ghost.
You said it spoke to you.
This is very interesting. Because we see this is essentially the witness tempting Zavala here. I'm really curious on what the witness is gonna try to like coerce Zavala into, because it seems like the witness is gonna try to turn Zavala against us. I'm very, very curious because we already had almost a DLC. We already had a season where Zavala did a whole thing about how he had a adopted kid, and when he had his adopted kid, woman he was with, he had to leave because he was basically a light bearer and the woman wasn't, and you know, they both ended up dead. I think they both ended up dead. I know the son ended up dead. Yeah, I think it was the son ended up dead and then the woman left. I'm pretty sure. Something like that. So this is very interesting. I'm really, really curious on what the witness has in store for, like, coercing Zavala here. But anyways, like, this part looks sick.
The witness shows us what it thinks we want.
And that was no doubt a reference. Like, this is his girlfriend, obviously. I mean, you know, I'm pretty dark right now, but, you know, obviously his fucking girlfriend. Yeah.
It's a lie.
This was sick. I don't know what, like, their effect, they went, whew! This is Cade looking at his dead body, actually. Now that I think about it, I didn't even think about that. This is him looking at his dead body. Because there's the whole scene where Zavala, Ikora, and the Guardian were, like, standing over his dead body here. That's kind of crazy.
Lie.
That looked like Cade was, like, becoming prismatic, so maybe that's how he exists through prismatic, maybe? I don't know.
Let us lift the weight of suffering. Join us.
Zavala, please, don't do this.
Definitely seems like he's gonna do, like, a betray moment or something. I kinda don't like this, I'll be honest. The way they presented this, fucking amazing, perfect, whatever. I don't like this as a story plot point, because I think it's too often where we have good guys turn to bad guys in almost every single main fucking story. I get kind of tired of it. Or, like, a good guy, is basically, like, being stupid, and then bad things happen because the good guy was stupid. An example is like Osiris being like, we need to do this, you know, blah, 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 and, what was it, Lightfall? And him just fucking wanting to rush through things and not realizing, oh, if I just calmed down, I would have had Prismatic and saved the homies, but, you know, or the Crow is a good example. Like, I think the Crow works because it was a bad guy. It was like a good guy turned bad guy turned good guy. I don't want to see this from Zavala. I like him as a good guy. I don't want to see him go bad guy and then go back to being good guy or something. But who knows? Maybe it could be cool in the way they do it, but I'm just not hopeful to see, like, another betrayal story arc. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, they've been cooking. Bungie has definitely been cooking for the past couple weeks. So I'm very curious on what they have for the story. But you know, I'll let them cook. But so far, yeah, red flag. Pretty big red flag for me personally. Just a common trope that I don't like. This was interesting. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's like an actual abomination. What the fuck was that? That's an actual abomination. I have no... Like, maybe that's what abominations are supposed to look like or something, but this looks fucking sick, bro. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a Screeb fucked an abomination. Actually, it looks like literally all of them combined. You know, you got the chieftain head, everything like that. But anyways, whenever this happens, I'm assuming this is going to be like 70% way through, where we get to the Witness's Tower after we've all grouped up. And this happens. This seems like it's going to be a fucking amazing sequence of just sick events. But anyways. This was insane. This might be... This is kind of a fucked up pause, huh? Anyways, this might be the redeeming quality of the Zavala thing, because I think the issue is that most of Destiny's stories is typically like, this good person is either secretly bad or they do a bad thing and now they're a good person again. So that's why I don't like Zavala going into the witness's hands or whatever, especially because we've already seen his past and everything. So I personally can't see anything that Zavala is going to hear from the witness that he hasn't heard before. But maybe that changes. Who knows? But if Ikora... Like, this shows stakes for Ikora, which, in the grand scheme of things, is pretty big. Like, if you're a long-term follower for Destiny, but if you just started playing Destiny 2, like, I think if you're a Destiny 2 player, you don't give a fuck about this. But this is pretty big for anyone who's played Destiny 1. Ikora is, like, a staple for Warlocks. And, yeah, I mean... pretty cool having a character die. I've always thought the best thing Bungie could do with the final shape would be a Armageddon, where just like everyone dies and we get like a clean slate at the tower or something. But you know, they're going in a different direction than my perfect vision, basically. But you know, I don't disagree with the stakes here. This is really good. We have possible death of characters we care about. We have a possible death of the ghost, which is a cool theory, even though I don't think it's gonna happen. Cool theory. And then we have Zavala potentially betraying us. So, bunch of stakes so far, which are really, really good.
Nobody makes my fate but me.
I'm gonna be honest, this is probably gonna be a fucking hot take. I think Cade being in the story as much as I think he's going to be, and by as much, I mean he's gonna take up an equal part of the story as someone like Ikora, as someone like Zavala. I think it's one of the worst decisions they could have ever done for this story. I think if you're gonna bring Cade back, you gotta bring Cade back and just have him like dip his toes back into the game and not be like a main narrative person. Like, he should be as impactful as Amaru, in my opinion. Like, Amaru, I think, is perfect for what the Witch Queen was. No, it's not Amaru. What's his name? Finch. Yeah, Finch. He should be like Finch, I think his name is. The ghost on the patrol. He should be like him. And where he's like our patrol person. And maybe we have some things like Nimbus or something. Where we have some things to do for him. And, you know, maybe we get a side mission with them that explains like how he came back and all this other shit. But I don't want to see him as a main role character. Because to me... this is a personal thing. You know, if you want, comment if you agree with this. But I personally feel like having Cade come back and play a major role in Destiny, it's not the fact that it, like, is like, oh, well, why'd you kill off Cade in the first place? I'm fine with that, but my issue is that if someone as iconic as Cade comes back and he's like fully into the story again, what's to stop like Ikora from dying and then just coming back? Or like Zavala dying or coming back? And then the argument is, well, he's an Exo and through Exo things and blah 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 blah. Okay, so if Gunsmith ever dies, does he just come back? Sweeper bot, infinite lives? You know what I mean? Like, I really, 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 really don't like the fact that Cade is coming back and probably going to be a major role. I would have really, really preferred him to be this, like, side character. And I know some people might disagree because it's Cade. Personally, I think it's one of the worst decisions they could have done. It just ruins, like, Ikora almost dying in the cutscene is, like, a wow moment, but it's kind of lessened when you see Cade being alive again. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I don't know. That's my take, personally. This scene where the Guardians come, what would have been a sick idea is if I'm just gonna put my camera back here, to be honest. If I'm gonna be black, I'm gonna be black. I don't care. But if this scene was like generated Guardian armor and stuff like that from like actual Guardians, that would be so fucking cool. Like if these were just a bunch of random like in-game Guardians, you know, maybe you saw their gamer tags or something, but I know this is a rendered cutscene. I think that'd be sick if they did it. But anyways. This effect is fucking amazing, by the way. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, this trailer overall is like a perfect fucking trailer. It showed stakes in the DLC, regardless if any of like the bad shit happens. It showed characters we care about coming back. It showed characters being the character, you know, Zavala being remorseful when he's in the ship and he's like, "Oh, our last adventure," or whatever, you know. Witness being like an actual imposing threat, because I don't think it's not popular anymore for a villain to come in and be like imposing as fuck. But the Witness definitely like coming in at the beginning here and fucking just obliterating the village. Sick as fuck. You know, when we get into his chambers and we're fighting him, he has like fucking hands and shit here.
Zavala.
Is it here? Yeah, I think it's here, right? Yeah, like this is sick. Like it looks like he's racing it, you know. The only thing, literally the only thing I think the trailer is missing is the dread. If it had more of the dread, like right here, if it had like a fucking, the flying one, I don't remember the name. But if we had like a flying dread here and a flying dread here and maybe the big boys coming from the back. Oh my god, this scene would have slapped. But still a very good scene, but just some ideas. But yeah, I think overall, really good trailer. Love to see it. Bungie, you guys fucking cooked. I cannot thank you enough. This game is my life, literally. And I've played this game since I was 10 years old. I played the franchise since I was 10 years old, I should preface. So, it's insane to me to think that, like, I've been playing a game literally over a decade at this point. But, man, am I happy it was Destiny 2. You know, I bet you can't say that for a lot of games. But, man, am I happy to be playing Destiny 2 in 2024. I didn't think I would say these words based on how last year ended. But thank fuck for Destiny. Anyways. Now to get into my red flags here. So, the raid releases 3 days after launch. Big controversy with this. I'm gonna be honest. I think they're fucked no matter what. I think if they gave the raid day 2 weeks, or even, you know, let's say they gave it a week and the raid dropped on a Tuesday or something for some reason. I think people, like, they would get flacked for that. Because it would be maybe either too soon, or it's like a busy day, or it's middle of the week or whatever. Let's say they did it on the weekend, then I think people would still probably complain about the time constraint. And I think it would give enough time to where players have gone through everything. So they've gone through all the new weapons, they've gone through all the new shit, and they found something absurdly broken. It happens every single expansion. So we need to not forget that. And then I think if they waited too long, then it's like at that point there's no fucking point to do the raid. You know what I mean? Especially because once we complete this raid, it unlocks a bunch of shit. And I think that's honestly that's the way they should do the raid for the final like end all be all for Destiny. I think that definitely was a smart idea. But I think they're fucked no matter what day they made this. They could have made it the next day, and I think it would still get flack. Doesn't matter. They kind of fucked themselves with raid launch days, especially because like every year it feels inconsistent. But it being 3 days, I think, is best case, all things considered, because 3 days after is where some people don't have all the new stuff. Some people you know, they're really enjoying certain builds and they want to try out those builds in hard content. And the raid is no doubt going to be hard content, especially day one. So, and everyone's going to be playing during this time. You're not going to be locked, forced into a chair, you know. So if it released like 2 weeks after and you were already bored of the game, it's like, okay, nothing ventured, nothing gained, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, I think it's a fine launch time personally. There will be I need everyone as a Destiny community to recognize that there will be fucking problems on launch and not cry about it on like Twitter or Reddit or whatever fucking streamer you're watching. Like, this is Destiny. This is what happens in Destiny. You know what I mean? Every single DLC launch, there's been broken ass fucking shit. OP is all hell. Like Lightfall, when Hunters released, they were the most broken, like, bro, Silk Stride or whatever it's called, that was the most broken fucking super in the game. You'd be able to just solo raid bosses just with the super. Insane. Ridiculous. So if that happens again, and we get Prismatic, and one of the Prismatic supers are clearly better than the other ones, and we're all running, you know, 6 Warlocks because of Prismatic Grenade or something, don't be surprised. Like, this is Destiny, you know? Day one, unless you are a streamer team, I would recommend just not giving a fuck about day one. Obviously attempt it, but don't go into day one thinking you're completing day one. Go into day one thinking, especially if you're using like off-meta builds at the time, like let's say the Hunter Super one-shots every raid boss or whatever, or it like does insane damage, right? And everyone's running 6 Hunters and you're playing Titan, and you're like, well, I don't want to level a Hunter and all this other shit. Don't. Just have fun with the game. You know what I mean? It's Destiny at the end of the day. It's not that serious. It's just a video game at the end of the day. Just have fun with the game, you know? Now, if you are planning on, like, sweating your ass off for day one, go for it. You know, if that's what you want to do, you want to run the most meta shit, but be aware that it might not pander to what, like, is fun or is, you know, new or whatever, right? Like, maybe meta is just using Celestial Nighthawk with the new Golden Gun Sniper and, you know, Golden Gun. And that's DPS meta, and that's not fun, you know? Then, oh well, it's not fun, you don't have to do it. It's Destiny at the end of the day. Believe me, you're not missing out on much if you don't complete the raid day one. Day one is just kind of like a fun thing that you can do if you got the boys with you. But that's my take, personally. I don't think it's a bad date. I think it's probably the best date they could have given, honestly. But yeah. Now, moving on to the broken stuff. I will say the destination guns, I kind of think look like shit. Maybe that's a hot take. I kind of think they just look mid as fuck. I think the fusion looks kind of bad. I think the sidearm looks like shit. I think the sniper looks like shit. I think the hand cannon is cool because it's a double shot, but I think it, at the end of the day, is like shit. The sword is kind of cool, but we have enough cool swords. And I guess the auto rifle is cool, but the auto rifle is going to be like this healing auto rifle or something. I think that is going to be the only one used. And I think everything else is going to be like overshadowed, to be honest. There might be one weapon here that might like do better than the rest, but I think they kind of look bad, to be honest. Personal take. Destination weapons, I think, are a big L. I think they could have went like fucking crazy with these weapons. They could have had like pieces of the Traveler. They could have pieces of a fucking pyramid as a weapon. I know that's already in Val, but it would have been cool, you know? The exotics, like I said, expect one of these to be absolutely fucking disgustingly broken, right? We've seen 1K voices have DPS based off frame rate. We've seen Rat King give the buff to every single weapon. We've seen what's like another broken ass fucking exotic that dropped. Anarchy was absolutely king when it launched. You know what I mean? Like, expect this shit. One of these, I think it's 5 or 6 exotics, to be absurdly busted. You know what I mean? Like, one is just clearly going to be better than all of them. I think it's going to be the Golden Gun Sniper, personally. But I could be wrong. I don't, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, armor looks sick. I'm excited to test the armor. I will say the armor in general for the buffs, I think, are kind of mid. From what I've seen, the Titans being like shooting rockets from the barricade is kind of cool, I guess. The Hunters is okay, I guess. The Warlocks kind of seems like shit, I'll be honest. The one where it suspends enemies when you, I think it's this chest piece, isn't it? Or is that the Titan? I can't even fucking tell, to be honest. Yeah, I think the Warlocks is going to be the weakest by far. I don't think the Warlocks is ever going to be fucking used. But, yeah, I think overall, might be this, actually. Yeah, I think it might be that. But yeah, overall, I think expansion's going to be like a 9 out of 10, solid. I think the story's going to cook. But I think the game is going to be 9 out of 10 on launch. And the only reason why it's not 10 out of 10 is because of bugs and like some balancing issues. And then I think after the balancing issues roll through, it's going to be probably like a warm 8.2 out of 10. I think after like a year from now, we're going to be saying, damn, that expansion was really good. Was it better than Taken King? You know what I mean? Was it better than Witch Queen? You know, that's what I think we're going to be at in a year. But yeah, overall, one of the best trailers Bungie has ever done for anything ever. And one of the best, honestly, if there was Game Awards for trailers of the year, Elden Ring is up there, and then this honestly would be like Elden Ring tier. No cap. You know? But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Kind of want to make a video. Destiny 2 and the Destiny franchise has kind of absorbed my life, so I like making videos on Destiny. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, hope you have a good day.